Hi, my name is Ben Piper. I'm going to give a little tutorial on rolling in Aikido. The main dangers in rolling have to do with injury through repetition, so minor errors in form done over weeks and months and years can produce weaknesses in the knees and in the shoulder. And I hope to show some specifics on the form so you have a clearer sense on how to avoid some of those injuries. Right here is a basic sitting practice for rolling. You'll notice this line coming through here, and this line is the angle at which the vector at which my center is moving, although my torso is going to go off the line when I roll back. So my feet are roughly on the line, front and back, but my body is angling off to the side. And why this is important is it gets the neck out of the way so that I can roll over. So right here in the start of this practice, I'm on my left hip, my right hip is off the ground. I can actually run my hand underneath this. I'm going to go from my left hip to my right shoulder, diagonally across my back. At the end of this, I like to hold that position just for an instant and then come back. The reason for that is that it helps build stability in that transition point in the roll all the way over. Watch one more time. My foot lands first, then my knee. That's important because the knee cannot withstand that kind of repetitive damage that results from the impact on the mat. So a great practice to do in the sitting position, that's a basic practice, is just to do a back roll from here onto Seiza, come back with a forward roll. I'm going to demonstrate that. At first with this, you're going to find that there's small bumps that you'll notice along your kidney area and around your lower back. And with practice, you'll be able to take those out at this lower velocity. And that'll be a lot easier for you to prepare for the standing roll. So here, you'll notice that my legs are coming over in a straight line, but my torso is actually angled off maybe 30 degrees on the side to allow really smooth contact from the shoulder all the way to the hip. What's really important in this practice here is the legs. The legs need to expand and contract to increase and decrease the rotational momentum, the angular momentum, to get you over. Especially in the standing roll, the expansion and contraction of the legs is central to the success of a smooth roll. This is the side view of the forward roll. Let's do this side. If you'll notice, I advance my leg, lowering my center of mass down, placing the hand next to the inside of my foot, and then I roll out along my arm in a smooth manner, counterbalancing with my back leg to take any impact off the shoulder. One more time. Again, lowering my center of mass, placing the hand on the ground, counterbalancing by keeping the back leg fully extended. That allows me to place my shoulder on the ground very gently. Another important thing that's going on in the roll is that the hip joint here is not going into flexion. It's staying extended all the way through the knee. Even when the leg is bent, the hip is staying extended. And what this does is allow this rolling pattern to go this way without a collapsing of the hip, which makes it very difficult to come through the hip joint in a smooth manner. Back roll It's just the exact reverse of the forward roll. The entry into it, what I like is a very precise entry. So on the back roll, what I find for an entry that's very, very good for allowing the vertical circle to happen is the knee to come down right behind the foot. Not a few inches this way and not a few inches the other way. Right behind. It can be several inches back from the heel, depending on the horizontal movement, but it's good to have it in that line. Now what this does is allow this hip to knee transition here to be smooth. So here at the beginning of the roll, I use my leg muscles of my forward leg to lower my knee down. Okay? I lower my knee to the ground and then roll over as we practice. What's actually really important here is very easy to put the foot down, toe flat, and be pressing up against the mat with your quad muscles and lower yourself down that way because the forward leg is too weak. If you examine the angles on the knee and that application of force, you'll find that it's not designed for it. And it's going to tear your knee apart. It might take 10 years, but it will tear your knee apart. It's better to be stronger, spend time developing your muscles so you're strong, so you can lower yourself down to the knee gently and then roll. I can't stress that enough. It's the same as when you're getting up from the forward roll here, and you're at this point in the roll and you come up, you stand up. A lot of times people will leave their back foot, toes turned over like that, and they'll press up, and that's going to tear your knee apart. I guarantee it. So put your foot back in a split squat position and lift yourself, and you won't have any trouble. Or another method is to come squarely onto the forward leg, lifting the foot up. In either case, you're not putting any twisting force through the knee joint. One more time on the back roll. So we're here in the vertical position, lower ourselves down here, and you'll notice the legs, how big they get. Both on the forward roll and the backward roll, the legs expand. They expand all the way open and contract, and that's what moves me through that circle. That's especially important when I'm being thrown at a faster pace, and I want to be able to slow the fall down. I'm small here getting thrown, I get big, and it'll slow it down and let me do the rolls on my terms in a way that my body can do over and over again without incurring any damage. This isn't meant to be the last word on rolling. This is just some gleanings I've had over the years doing rolls, and I've made a study of it. Most of the points I'm making on injury are injuries I had incurred and had to correct and figure out how to correct them. I think rolling is instrumental to having a successful career in Aikido, and I think that any time spent improving it is good. I think a lot of the injuries in Aikido in the knee joint and the shoulder joints come from poor form in ukeme and specifically taking rolls. I don't think that people's bodies are aligned properly and their joints are in poor shape because of it. And I think with proper form and good conditioning practices, a lot of that can be prevented. So I hope this video is useful.